Y'all, it is time. I bring you great tidings of good joy. We are going to talk about the rocket ship that is every single indicator across the entire United States, except for that one, which is the DIMS and everything they've tried recently. This one is going to be a lot of fun, guys, because honest to God, the first day after the Venezuelan dictator gets taken, everything goes through the roof. It's almost like some experts were really wrong. But God, you talk about a bad day to be a lefty. Today would be a bad day to be a lefty. I'm just going to pour that gasoline right on the fire because we need to show you some things which you are going to love all the way to the end. Now, if you guys are enjoying this, you want to be on the pretty much the safari of freedom. As your tour guide, it's my responsibility to say keep all of your hands and arms inside the vehicle and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Comments, chats, and emojis make the world go round, and of course, your engagement gets around that pesky notification system that accidentally fails all the time. It's like we're over the target. All right, how was that for an intro, guys? The answer is, I sure hope good. I see you all over here with the emojis, the chats, the comments. Make sure audio and video is good, and we should be good. Let's see here. Awesome, audio and video is good. All right, people, normally this is the time where we start our appetizer. Again, I've got so much goodness for you, it's hard to fit it all into the tabs, and I have high confidence and assurances that X is not going to fail me today. We'll see if it holds true. All right, comments, chats, emojis make the world go round. It's already pinned. As you can see there, I came ready before the day even started. Let's jump into the appetizers because you guys know the early birds get the best freedom. All right. Listen, we are going to mock some lefties. Oh, I'm going to do it. I told you earlier on in my career, I'm just pouring it on now. I mean, like at this point, it's just hard to deny. All right, this one, guys, this is hot off the presses. This is discovered in the wild. This is near the watering hole of your nearest lefty, the progressives. Asked, what's going on? Why do you want a free Maduro protest out here on the streets with your pre-made signs? Why, pray tell, would you be out here doing that? Well, you know, it's a socialist dictator who's killed tens of thousands of them and then 8 million people left. It was so great because socialism always works. Yeah, just, you know what? Let's go. Let's get it. Watch this.
Would you trade Trump for Maduro?
Yeah. I mean, I think Trump. I think Maduro was democratically elected.
Probably, yeah. Sure.
More than likely, yes, of course.
If there's a Nicolas Maduro out here who's going to bring us to revolution, I will support that movement.
I would rather have a bus driver in charge than a billionaire, okay? Let's put it that way.
Nicolas Maduro could come and be our president?
Yeah.
Oh, any day. Any day. Look, all the check marks are there. He's not white. Okay, he's a minority. Okay. He looks a little too much like Saddam Hussein, though.
Would you trade Trump for?
I mean, guys, listen, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but like, he makes all the check marks. He's not white. Okay. He kind of looks like Saddam Hussein. Okay. He's democratically elected. Okay. Yeah, behold our opponents. And I've got a lot more too, because like I said, gasoline, fire, we're just going to Michael Jordan straight dunk on this because this is too easy. All right, let's keep on going, guys. If you're just now getting in here, you're just in time. Make sure you shed this stream out like it's a virus. Spread this stream everywhere because we got to get around that pesky notification. Hey, look, a millionaire socialist. God, gotta love these, don't you? Now, this is, of course, one of the mainline streamers on the progressive side. He is very upset, guys, that the Venezuelans are so happy about that whole, deposing of their dictator who killed them. So he's going to have some very good thoughts about how pure the socialism really should be, because after all, nothing screams socialism like $1 million a month from a streamer. That's real. That's an actual thing. Okay, let's get it, because you know the best socialists are always the rich ones. Watch this.
And a lot of those Venezuelans, some of them are going to be in the chat today, are going to fucking talk like this is a fantastic moment and Trump is a great liberator. Bitch, he's saying you're a rapist, okay? I need you to understand this. If you are a fucking Venezuelan expat, if you are a Venezuelan refugee living in the United States of America, understand something. He is saying you're a rapist, drug dealer that will get sent to fucking CCOT, okay? It doesn't matter whether you like Maduro or whether you hate the Chavistas or whatever the fuck, okay? He will use you like a pawn, okay? You're like...
All right, I'm not saying that next part because it's a little nasty. You can watch the whole video if you want, but he's, of course, fits right into the mom's basement, millionaire, socialist, like, never taking a shower, like, true believer kind of vibe. It's just not cute. But, yeah, apparently... The Venezuelans who are glad the socialist dictator that was killing them and their family members and disappearing people it's bad that they're happy, and they should hate Donald Trump more. And, honestly, you can think what you want about Maduro, but I mean, have you seen how mean Trump is? Have you seen his mean tweets? Oh my God. Behold our opponents. Okay. Now we're just getting started too. All right, guys, we got even more for you. If this does not make you smile, I don't know what does. Check your pulse. You might be dead. Because honest to God, this is the resistance. We have got everything magical here. We've got a new patch. We got a dude in a skirt. I mean, God, if you go off a checklist, there's a minor minus of the fact that he's a white guy, or white thing, or a white human, or a he, they, them, whitey. Listen, I don't make the rules. I only report them. All right, let's keep going. Watch this.
With me, all. Hands off Venezuela! Hands off Venezuela! Free President Maduro! La lucha sigue! Libertad, socialismo o muerte! Venceremos! With me, all.
Well, I guess they didn't learn Spanish, but that was basically like long live the socialist or death. So says the guy in the skirt, whose voice cracked in a hilarious fashion when he was trying to scream, because puberty is a hard time for all of us. Good Lord. Good Lord above. And we're only on the appetizer. It was a multi-course appetizer, but it was still effective. I'm going to be honest with you. All right. You guys in the chats, you're giving me life over here. Oh, you're giving me life over here. This is how we do, people. You make me laugh on live streams because I can't repeat some of them, but man, you guys make me laugh. All right, it's my turn to make you laugh, or at least attempt to. So I said in my last video about 2.5 hours ago that the Donald Trump administration sent, through the White House, sent their UN delegation into the UN and pulled one of these moves with a long eye contact stare. Yeah. I mean, you could almost hear the... Never mind, I'll get in trouble for that one. Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. All right, here we go. Watch this. This happened to the UN today. Guys, if this is not what you voted, I don't know how you could not want this. Okay, watch this. This is the UN today, talking directly to the Venezuelans.
Entering the United States and increasingly Europe. As Secretary Rubio stated just yesterday, this is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be used as a base of operation for our nation's adversaries and competitors and rivals of the United States. You can't turn Venezuela into the operating hub for Iran, for Hezbollah, for gangs, for Cuban intelligence agents, and other malign actors that control that country. You cannot continue to have the largest energy reserves in the world under the control of adversaries of the United States, under the control of illegitimate leaders, and not benefiting the people of Venezuela, and stolen by a handful of oligarchs inside of Venezuela. But it doesn't stop there. Numerous UN and international...
All right, you guys get the idea. There's a new daddy in town. We call it America, and the Western Hemisphere is ours. So Iran, China, Russia, you guys can go about your business. Go on, skedaddle. Turns out the Western Hemisphere is ours, baby. We are so back. Oh my God, we're so back. Yeah, you can't be down here. No. By the way, here's another little funny thing as we kind of get into the more serious thing after the whole UN table incident. You can't get much more America first than controlling a majority and lion's share, lion's share of the strategic resources in the entire planet. You know, the ones that China would use to, I don't know, fuel a incursion into Taiwan. Excuse me. Or Iran into one of their, little smaller neighbors. Just saying. But let's keep on going. Man, that tea got me right there. All right, people, we got stuff to do. We got to get into this. Oh my God, look, polling. All right, here we go. I'm going to take a sip of this real quick. Hold on. Got to wet the old whistle to continue this freedom train. There we go. The smoothness has returned. All right, people, listen. I was told, nay, I was guaranteed, as I'm sure you were, that Donald Trump was the most hated person alive. And the GOP, so bad because they had something to do with Trump. I know, the guy in the dress and the cracking voice speaking entry-level Spanish told me. Would you know that Reuters and Ipsos just put out a poll today after Maduro that said his approval went up 3 points and he's now at 42.56. He was net minus 22 in November and now he's minus 14. Wow. So this is going well then if you're on Team Lefty. Because again, we are now getting into a realm of momentum and we're going into the midterms. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, approval numbers switching. Pretty much entire Western Hemisphere is a no-go for anybody that doesn't like us. Border secure, drugs are down, drug overdoses are down, pricing is down on gas, pricing's down on rent, mortgages, the inflation's on the way down, the interest rates are down. I tell you what, man, I'm running out of reasons of why everyone sucks. I'm going to be real honest with you. Let's keep on going. Again, this is that part where we just lift you up. We give you a little bit of that hope. Oh my God. Y'all, clutch your pearls. Have your beverages. Say gads. Whatever it is of your choice. I don't know where I was going with that. It could have been good, but it sucked. Anyway, whatever. We're going to move past this. Look, the congressional ballot. The 2026 generic congressional ballot. That thing that we've been tracking that we were told that everything was done and the Democrats were going to win forever. It was a blue tsunami, blue wave. It was a blue planet, a blue whatever. Yeah, it just closed within 2 points. Yeah, that means Republicans are now winning because it's a biased poll by about 3 percentage points towards Team Blue. It's now getting very close to equal. That would be a catastrophic Class 9 issue, like solar flare Carrington event style event for the Dems. If this thing goes positive to Republicans after Donald Trump is doing what he's doing and the administration's doing what he's doing, you're looking at the death forever of the Democrat Party as it is. I'm just telling you, the generic ballot is shifting a different way than they're promising you because cutting through the fog of propaganda is one of my sworn obligations on this channel because, oh my God, it's not like they told you. Isn't that weird? Let's keep on going. We have got stuff to talk about, guys. Oh my goodness. All right. This part right here, this is something that we touched on in our video about 2 or 3 hours ago. This sets the next couple of slides that I haven't shown you yet. It turns out that there's a little bit of division inside the Democrat Party. I know. The centrists and the moderates are saying, hey, maybe we don't, resist the socialist dictator that killed tens of thousands of Venezuelans for 25 years, stole their wealth, stole their lives, stole their property, stole their rights, and basically made them a third world failed state. Let's not celebrate him, let's not be upset about him being captured because we kind of called for it for the last 5 years. So maybe just not be dum-dums. Yeah, here we go. I already showed you the article. You can watch the video prior. It looks weak, a lot of the Dems say. I'm going to hit a few of the high points here. This is coming from Democrats. Maduro is bad. Glad he's gone. You can't have it both ways, the lawmaker said, venting that everything Trump touches must be bad is according to the base. Again, they have trained their base to do that. Another vulnerable House Democrat. Again, that's weird. Vulnerable House Democrat because I was told that the only vulnerabilities were on the Republican side and everyone hated everybody. But for some reason, all of a sudden, a vulnerable Democrat exists in Axios. I don't know. I can't explain that. Maybe you guys can in the comments in the chats. I'm loving the emoji action. I see it over here. Another vulnerable House Democrat told Axios in a phone interview, as Democrats, we can't just condemn what happened. I wish the Democratic Party would be a little bit more measured on this one. There's division in their ranks, guys. I've been telling you this for months. Even in the whole propaganda push over the last 4 months of everything is bad, everything is awful, black pills, comets from the sky, MTG jumps, Tucker Carlson does a thing, one individual with one name does a whoa. I mean, honest to God, at certain points, you kind of just have to look around and go, maybe it's not all black pills and death all the time. I'm just saying. I think it looks weak. A third centrist House Democrat said, if you don't acknowledge when there's a win for our country, then you lose all credibility. Isn't that interesting? All right, I got some super chats here. I got to hit on really quickly because I missed one. I feel kind of bad. There we go. Here we go. Fred Samuel with his daily reminder with a $10 super chat. North Carolina residents. The 12th is coming fast. Call your representatives and demand that they overturn SB 50. We deserve our 2A rights. You do deserve your 2A rights. You do need to call if you live in the state of North Carolina and talk about specifically SB 50 was a constitutional carry bill. You too can overrule it. That's what he is referring to. Thank you, Fred, for reminding me to say a comment about that. Here we go. Another one right over here. Super chat from Trinal Galaxy. The left is in full panic mode, trying to reclaim the narrative as reality kicks them like a horse. It's really something watching them silence others. Yep, about right. That does check out. Let's keep on going. Thank you guys for the super chats, the comments, the emojis, every bit of involvement you do. It is awesome. What kind of judge is over Maduro? I do not know. I will have to look into that. And here's another thing. This is the whole Democrat division thing. Now, I feel like it's very necessary to say my standard and typical disclaimer at this point in the live stream, because inevitably I will always get someone who puts in a comment or puts in the chat that says, don't say good things, that means people won't vote. Okay, here we go. Here's my disclaimer. I'm going to tell you things that are hopeful. I'm going to tell you things that you can do to affect in a positive way. I'm going to tell you things that are good. I'm going to give you feedback and opportunities on things we can improve on. We're going to vote like we're losing. We're going to grind like we're losing. We're never going to stop, and we're going to count the chips after they fall after the elections. And then we're going to continue to try again. That is my disclaimer. I'm going to tell you good things because I'd rather lead you through the solution through hope versus scaring you into doing something. Because scaring you into doing something is an old model. A lot of channels do it, hence clickbait, and I'm just not going to. Okay. Here we go. Let's continue. That's my little disclaimer. Hey, look, it is John Fetterman, the wonder from Pennsylvania. Man, you talk about the Uno reverse card that this guy pulled on the progressives. Goes to sleep as a communist socialist, has a stroke, wakes up a conservative Republican. I tell you what, it's crazy. All right, John, what you got for me?
I don't know why we can't just acknowledge that it's been a good thing what's happened. I mean, I've seen the speeches from whether it's Leader Schumer or kinds of past tweets from President Biden. You know, we all wanted this man gone, and now he is gone. I think we should really appreciate exactly what happened here. Now, remember, we all Democrats years ago wanted to eliminate him, and why have a bounty of $25 million if we didn't want him gone? Why would you do these things if you weren't willing to actually do something other than harsh language? Let's remember, 8 million Venezuelan were displaced and mass chaos. And now they were shipping drugs to our nation as well, too. So for me, it's like, why, as a Democrat, we can't just acknowledge that it was successful?
Because if you acknowledge that it was successful, John, you will acknowledge that Donald Trump was successful, therefore violating the number one tenets of lefties everywhere. You cannot say a single positive thing about Donald Trump, even in an objective fashion, or you will be shunned, kicked from the cult that is the left. If your ideological purity is ever questioned, tested, or challenged, you will be removed. Because that's why. But he's got a very valid point. They've been calling for it. They've been doing a whole lot of things, a lot of really strong words. They even sent a few really strongly worded letters. Donald Trump goes in there and is like, yeah, no, you're gone, cupcake, and then do it. And every American is like, literally straight into my veins, eagles roaring, screaming missiles. I mean, like, it's like masculinity is cool again. That's kind of neat. And John Fetterman is like, why can't we just be happy about this? Because the purity test. That's why I've been telling you they're in deep, deep crap. Okay. Super chat I just saw come in. Hold on one second. We've got Steve Rousseau with $20 super chat. You can get more from the comments of preschoolers and first graders than from any of the lefties. You get a heart for that one. You get a heart. You deserved it. All right, Robin Fleming with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. A heart shall be issued to you as well. All right, guys, listen. We are about halfway through. We've got so many good things. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Spread this far and wide because we have got a serious situation of freedom to distribute. All right. And actually, I was about to move on, but I got 2 more super chats. Hold on. Robin Fleming with another $2 super chat. Thank you, Robin. And Trino with another $5 super chat. Simple Fetterman. Dims only re-unleash. Hold on. They only, I don't know. Basically, they only celebrate if it's something for good. Like, that's basically for themselves. That's basically what that one said. All right, thank you for the super chats. Let's keep going, guys. Oh, the harpies. Oh, the harpies. I did do a video on this earlier, but it's so good, I'm going to play it again. Because when you've lost the view and you're a lefty, and even the view can say something good about what just happened, you've kind of jumped the shark. Okay, here comes the view. Watch. Take it away, Anna.
Your question, who voted for this? The people in South Florida. the Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the Nicaraguan American community voted for this. And for us, this is a very, very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years, when we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability. It brought me into tears. It brought me great joy. And, you know, I live in South Florida.
But are you okay with the way that it was done?
But you can, I think both things can be true.
Okay.
I think you can criticize and ask questions and have concerns about the way it was done and what this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can still celebrate that this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
This is the bottom line. You even heard someone just jumped on it too over here in the comments. Sunny Hostin was absolutely just trying to find a way to be negative. Sure, all these great things happen. She's a microcosm of the Dems. Sure, all these bad things happen. And sure, he's a socialist. And sure, we hated him. And sure, everything's bad about him. And sure, we wanted to get rid of him. And sure, we required to get rid of him. And sure, we made fun of people who didn't get rid of him. But now that you got rid of him, oh my God, the way in which you did it. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. I'm going to be real candid with you real quick. One, I'm going to be honest, machismo's a little bit back. Testosterone's a little bit back. Masculine energy was like exuding from this. I'll be honest with you. So that's back. And then the other thing, you think there's a reason, and I want to hear you in the comments on this one. Do you think there's a reason that they all of a sudden, they really can't get their footing on their narrative, right? If you look at the Dems right now, they're split across like 4 or 5 different factions. Some are saying all good, some are saying all bad, some are saying right in the middle, some are saying nothing, and some are just trying to like float the party line. But there's not really a party line. The reason why is because the Hispanic vote is heavily in favor of this. The Hispanic vote is the exact same vote that undermined the coalition of the Democrats and went to Donald Trump, giving him the House and the Senate and the White House. So all the things that Anna just said is exactly why they are starting to shift their language. A really great example, I've done a couple of videos on this because it happened in real time while we were talking about it, was how could he do this? He took Nicolas Maduro from the office. That's a declaration of war. He did this thing. He put everyone's lives in jeopardy. How could he do this? And then about 12 hours later, it was, how come he didn't get all of them? What? That's the point. That's the whole thing. When you see this kind of disjointed messaging, they're lost. They're in the wilderness. I mean, that's where they live. They got little dugouts and like homemade tents and stuff. I mean, goodness. Just saying, live in a tree or something. All right, let's keep on going, guys. We got some stuff to talk about. Oh my gosh, the illustrious Hakeem Jeffries. Listen, guys, if you're enjoying the energy in the comment, or excuse me, in the energy in the delivery, please hit that comment, hit that chat, and just let me know what you think, because we got another super chat right here. Thank you for sharing this important information with us, Leonard. Thank you for the $5 super chat, and all of you guys who are here. I appreciate all of you. All right, this one's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to reach for the old sarcasm button in a second, but let's listen to Hakeem Jeffries. There's clearly a reason that this is bad. We all know it's bad, obviously. So he's just going to enlighten us a little bit. And then I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to like AC 130 it from orbit. If you know, you know. All right, here we go.
As Democrats, we're committed to driving down the high cost of living that exists in this country. Donald Trump promised on day one of his presidency that Republicans would lower costs. Costs haven't gone down. Costs have gone up. Housing costs out of control. Grocery costs out of control. Utility bills out of control. Healthcare costs out of control. We're committed to actually addressing the needs of the American people. That's one of the problems with this action in Venezuela. How does it actually improve the quality of life of everyday Americans? How is it in America's national security interest? Why doesn't Donald Trump and their administration focus on dealing with the affordability crisis? That is not a hoax. It's very real, and something meaningful needs to be done about it. That's the Democratic commitment.
Okay, Cupcake, since, you know, the arsonist is now complaining about the fire department's way of putting out the fire, remember all the regulations and the open borders and all of the price inflation that happened underneath Biden and the wet dream that was the woke agenda-filled Biden administration. Yeah, I'm pretty sure prices all went up under that administration, and they stayed there until about 12 months of the Donald Trump White House administration, of which things started going down, which is very odd. He didn't mention any of those things. How does it affect the security of the nation, the national purview? Pretty simple. China, Russia, and Iran don't have a foothold in our entire hemisphere. That's a pretty good one. China, Russia, and Iran do not have access to the oil from Venezuela. That's a pretty good one. I'm just saying. Y'all. In about 12 months, we've dropped 7 bunker-busting bombs in the same meter-wide hole with it in a very quick succession. And then we've pulled off a Houdini and grabbed the leader of socialist Venezuela who dared us to do it. And we did it in under an hour and a half without losing anything. Yeah, I can't imagine the national security implications there. Not to mention the national reserve, the national resources, all of those things. Yeah, no reason there. But anyway, let's keep on going back to everything in our domestic, because he made a very big claim. After all, nothing good is going on. Nothing at all. Affordability is the Democrats' narrative, is it? Hey, look. The Dow surged 700 points and tops 49,000 for the first time as Maduro capture sends Wall Street cheering. That is odd, because I really seem to remember being told that the opposite was going to happen. Hey, is it just me? And I'd love to hear you in the comments in the chats over here. I see you guys flying with the emojis in the chats, to be honest. Thank you. Is it just me? Are the experts always wrong? Is expert now synonymous for just being wrong? I mean, honest to God. Like, every time an expert speaks, it's kind of like, oh, I'll just do the opposite and it'll work out. I mean, honestly. Okay. Let's keep on going. So we've already shown you the 700 points up to breaking 49,000. Maybe there's something else going on. It's not about affordability after all. Oh my God, gas prices keep falling. $2.81 per gallon of gas, average price of gas in the entire United States. $2.81, that's like 19 cents below $3. Weird. I wonder if an infusion of mass amounts of oil onto the market would help, I don't know, the supply increase over the demand, which would drop the pricing. I wonder if that would have anything to do with it. I don't know. And that's before Venezuela. All right, let's keep on going. Maybe I'm missing it again. Wow, that's weird. Guys, I'm going to have to turn that sarcasm button on. I think it's needed. Venezuela's Caracas Stock Exchange ends the day nearly 17% higher as markets react to the U.S. capturing President Maduro. 17% jack up in price. Would you look at that? You know, you can always say, just follow the money and you'll know what's up. I mean, that seems like the people in Venezuela kind of know that there's something about to pop off because their socialist dictator was just removed and the election was, and the stock market goes way up. That's called a hockey stick of freedom if you're paying attention at home. All right, let's keep on going, guys. I'm sure there's more things the experts were wrong again. Oh my God, they were again. I love when you guys do this game where you put all the pricing of gas per gallon in the chat. That's amazing. All right, let's keep on going. We got some more stuff to talk about. Man, I tell you what, this is weird. It's almost like blackpilling is pointless. Blackpilling, by the way, is saying the sky is falling. Straight up Winnie the Pooh, everything's done, Chicken Little, everything's bad. That's blackpilling. All right. This is weird. In a huge win, President Trump just set a new liquefied natural gas export record, exporting over 100 million metric tons in 2025 alone. America just became the first country in the world history to export this much. Y'all, are you catching the trend and the theme here? I've told you multiple times, I'm not going to carry anybody's water. I'm going to tell you the truth because that's the relationship that we have. In this case, it is genuinely remarkable. 100 million metric tons of liquefied natural gas. You realize how much of an infusion of capital that is that we are exporting out of the country? We're becoming an exporter of energy. That's insane. And you want to know why prices are going down and the money's coming in? It's because they're selling it. God almighty, I swear. I got some super chats to catch up to, though. Hold on a second. I owe it to you guys as your safari guide of freedom over here. Let's see here. Toronto Galaxy with a $5 super chat says, I am much more open to nation building in our own backyard where it directly affects us and the people do not intrinsically hate us. That's true. I'm going to be honest with you. The Hispanics do like us a whole lot more than some other countries across the old Middle East. I'm just saying. Super chat from Grunt, $5. Chemical warfare is still warfare. National security. And we do need some national security. That's right. Robin Fleming with a $99 super chat had their message retracted. So thank you for the 99 cents. I still gave you a shout out. All right, let's go. Let's keep on going. Energy dominance. Hell yeah, says Brent Grimes. That is absolutely correct. All right, guys, let's have some more fun. I think This is the part where we get really spicy and a little bit edgy. Yeah. Yep, I was right. All right, here we go. Buckle up, people. We are about to make fun of the ferryman, Tim Walz. Because you know that whole thing. Come here. Actually, no, we're going to have a moment real quick. We're going to have this full screen relationship momentarily. Remember that whole thing about Somalian fraud in, Minnesota? That whole thing? Well, the beautiful part about that whole thing is that they tell us that simultaneously, it's been going on forever, but it also doesn't exist. Simultaneously, people have gone to jail and there's a known existing fraud problem in Minnesota, and also nothing's going on. Nick Sorter, the guy who, Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley, the guy who actually broke that whole story and went viral on it, well, he's very, very bad and evil. And there's still no fraud, even though there is fraud, no one had fraud. In fact, it's so not bad and such non-issue that Governor Tim Walz just resigned his he withdrew his nomination for the governorship, because I'm sure he had that in his bingo card for 2026 before he got his hand caught in that. In fact, even CNN is saying some quiet parts out loud. Y'all, I mean, I'll be honest with you. When CNN loses you, kind of like The View, lefties, you've done goofed. All right, watch. Here we go. They're going to say it, not me.
Big breaking political news out of Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz, who of course was the Democratic nominee for vice president in 2024, has ended his re-election bid for governor. He is not going to run for re-election. This comes as pressure has been growing around this widening welfare fraud scandal. Now, Walz has not been accused of any wrongdoing, but it has been a growing political headache. Let's get right to CNN Chief National Affairs Correspondent Jeff Zeleny.
Okay, it's a good natural break point, but I just can't help it. The scandal that's become a little bit of a headache? It's $18 billion of Minnesotan money from taxpayers when they were being bilked over the coals because of all their welfare spending that's getting completely and totally misused and abused. Yeah, it's a little bit of a headache. Come on, CNN, you're better than that. You're better than that. If you behave better, I won't have to call you out. All right. Super chats are amazing. Comments, chats, emojis, all the involvement. Thank you guys for the engagement. Let's keep going.
This is a wow this morning, or at least would have been if you had said it was going to happen, 2 or 3 months ago?
That's right, John. Good morning. Even perhaps 2 or 3 weeks ago, the reality is Minnesota Governor Tim Walz had been insistent on running for a third term, which would have been unprecedented in and of itself. Minnesota has not elected a governor for 3 consecutive terms, but it is that deepening federal probe as well as this widening scandal. As you said, he is not implicated in this at all. This is actually somewhat old news in Minnesota. This has been going on for years and years. The prosecution started back during the Biden administration, but...
Okay, I'm sorry. I just have to add a little tiny addendum. Don't you think that might have been worthy of a conversation when he was running with Kamala Harris? Like, don't you think that might have been a thing other than the fact that he's a white dude and he knew a hunter once, twice removed, so therefore he's now the new model of masculinity and testosterone? Yeah, maybe that came up at some point since it's so well known and everyone's known about it for like 20 years. I mean, like... Don't you think that would have made the cut somewhere in the media? I don't know. Maybe I'm like way out in left field, but that seems pretty low-hanging fruit to me. But I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy on the internet. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. Let's go. Let's finish the report, and then I'm going to show you how pissed Tim Walz actually is because his nonverbals are fire right now. All right, let's keep going.
Over the holidays, it certainly did widen. There was a right-wing influencer who posted a viral video on social media that quite literally went viral when the Vice President of the United States and the FBI director leaned in on this, and it shined a brighter spotlight on really what had been some deep concerns among Minnesota Democrats, even about the wisdom of Governor Walz seeking a third term. They believe that this would hang over the entire re-election effort and perhaps even damage the Democratic Party.
Ding, ding, ding. We're over the target. You found the winner. Everything's fun and games. Everyone loves a good progressive uncle until he starts damaging the entire ship, shooting holes in the floor like Elmer Fudd. And then the whole ship's going to go down. In that case, Elmer's got to go overboard. Yeah. You'd think they would have thought that through before they went with Kamala Harris as running mate as, hope and change candidate. Yeah. Okay. Now let's look at look at that nonverbal. Man, I tell you what, lefties cannot win for losing today. I swear to God, they can't buy a win. All right. I'm just going to leave that there for a split second because nothing really says how you really feel like micro expressions and the nonverbals. That is one angry dude. I have not seen him that angry since he went to China and got kicked out. I mean, like, or since he declared stolen valor and said he was in combat when he wasn't. I haven't seen him this angry since then. You know. Anyway. All right, here we go. Listen to this, guys. This dude's so pissed. He's so pissed. Okay, let's get one.
I'm proud of the way we treat our neighbors. I'm proud of the way that we welcome people to this state. I'm proud of the way that we innovate. And I'm proud of the way that we are optimists for the future. No one's taking this away from us. Not the fraudsters. Certainly not this president. Not on my watch. Tomorrow, I'll be back with you. I'll give you an update on America's best paid family medical leave program that is now a week into it. And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.
Thank you, Press. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, Walz. I'll more tomorrow. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Press.
You said you were going to take questions. Why didn't you?
Thank you all. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.
Man, if that is not the Kamala Harris vibes and shades, I thought you were going to take questions. Why aren't you? Wow. Okay. Guys, when you've lost reporters, we're going to file that under the same bucket as The View and CNN. Lefties, you done goofed. The dude literally was like, yeah, we're going to have some great question and answers. And then he gets absolutely roasted and lambasted, resigns. And then he's like, anyway, our next spending program, I'll answer your questions tomorrow. And the reporters are pissed. Y'all. When you've lost the reporters, you've done goofed. All right, listen, and this one, just a little garnish right at the end. This is the dessert. I always try to bring you a complete and total meal. So if I'm doing that, guys, make sure you let me know in the comments, chats, emojis. Planes are always awesome. I always love to see them landing a plane. But this is a little thing that Hilton Hotels kind of got their hand caught in a cookie jar today. Turns out that refusing service to your Homeland Security people doesn't go too well. Watch this.
And Sandra, we're also tracking another story out of Minnesota this afternoon. DHS just posting on social media a short time ago, accusing the Hilton hotel brand of refusing service to ICE agents in the state of Minnesota. This is their ex post, essentially saying Hilton is doing a coordinated campaign to stop ICE officers from booking hotels in Minnesota. They posted a couple of screenshots of email exchanges showing staff at least one Hilton hotel telling them, we researched you, we found out you're immigration agents, and we are not going to provide you service. Sandra, I can tell you it is not a one-off. I've gotten texts from other ICE officers on the ground in Minnesota showing me screenshots of other Hilton hotels denying them service specifically because they are immigration agents. Our team on the ground is looking into it and has reached out to Hilton for comment. We'll update our viewers when we hear more on that front.
That is an incredible development. Bill Malugin on that for us.
Well now, knock knock, who's there? Bud Light. So Hilton Hotels, you're gonna not let DHS agents and ICE agents sleep in their hotel rooms, huh? You sure you want to go down that road? We're going to keep you following on that one, but apparently that's happening with multiple different instances with email proof and everything. I cannot wait to deliver that to you later on. But guys, listen, we've come to that magical time, the time in the evening where we wrap everything. We tuck in for a long winter's nap. We come back in tomorrow morning ready to roar and go for the stage of freedom. We start off with a short. We follow up with a nice long form. We give you a midday long form snack to tide you over to the live stream at 9 p.m. Eastern time every single night because freedom does not sleep. And I hope you guys enjoy all the content we produce. It is a bear, but totally worth it. And I love each and every one of you just the right amount. I hope that you feel comfortable with that love. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.